Thank you very much. There are probably at least half a dozen other people I could name who deserve this award, but can I tell you how I'm so happy and so grateful that the Melbourne Press Club has chosen me. It's such a huge honour, and I'm going to do my best to be humble, but I can't promise anything. Thank you to those who so generously agreed to appear on camera, and to Mark Baker for putting it all together. Thanks also to Laurie for his kind words. In politics there are mates, in life there are friends. The fact is, in a job like this, you don't end up with many of either. However, Laurie has been my friend for more than 40 years. I have described him as the best of the best. He is both the best of friends and one of the best journalists this country has ever produced. In December 1975, weeks after the dismissal, when Laurie hired me, I was the first female journalist to work in the Canberra bureau of the Sun News Pictorial. Laurie said it was because he needed someone the Libs would talk to. The editor at the time thought it was because we were having an affair. Well, it is true that I have loved Laurie from the first time we met, but not in that way. When Mark Baker rang to tell me I had been chosen to receive this award, I think I blurted out something like, "But I'm not dead yet." What I meant to say was I'm not done yet. Sometimes when I close my eyes and forget how ancient I am, in my more delusional moments, I think it's all still ahead of me. I guess I wish it was all still ahead of me, even now when it seems so much harder. There are grounds for despondency in this post-truth fake news era, but really, not that much has changed. Lies, spin, propaganda, misrepresentation have been with us forever. So have ratbags and larrikins. We have always had politicians who lie, and we always had reporters who make mistakes or make mischief. No need to stop the presses, it's not news. It was in 1917, during the First World War, when American Senator Hiram Johnson said, "The first casualty when war comes is truth." In 1975, Australian-born journalist Philip Knightley appropriated that remark for his widely acclaimed book. What we all know is that it's not just in wartime when truth is sacrificed. Election campaigns have become killing grounds, thanks to overblown promises or dishonest scare campaigns. Through all of that, the first responsibility, the most basic duty of reporters has remained the same. That is, to tell people what is really happening, to try and tell them why it is happening, and to do it as accurately as possible. Good journalists have always had to fight to uncover the facts, often fighting dictators, presidents, or prime ministers for the right to report or have them published. Speaking of presidents, Donald Trump trashed every one of his opponents during his campaign for the White House, then ever since has set about trashing every single institution, from the courts to the intelligence agencies and the very notion of accountability to a free media. As someone who always thought Trump could win, I would like to think that this is one battle he is destined to lose. It could take a while because the people who voted for him, and who still support him were so angry with the establishment, and that included the media. Such a war can only be won with cold, hard facts, presented without passion or bias. Journos getting angry or exaggerating to counter the fake news spread by the left or right is the road to ruin. What matters is the truth. It is often uncomfortable or unpleasant. It creates enemies, but it is everything. Although I worked inside government for almost a decade, all I ever wanted to be from the time I was 8 was a journalist. I never lay awake at night wondering how I could become a press sec. I did not seek it out. However, it changed the way I viewed the media and how I viewed politicians, both in good ways and bad ways in each case. But nothing made me happier for a long time than the day I regained my press gallery pass. Barely a day goes by when I don't think about the advice given to me by 2 men. Harry Gordon, who promoted me to head the Sun's Canberra bureau, first Sheila, said it in 2 words: be tough. Rolly Moody, a brilliant sub, told me as a first-year cadet on the Dandenong Journal that if I wanted to make it, I should never swear and never drink. I have tried, not always successfully, to follow their advice. I want to thank a few of those who helped, beginning with George Ackland, then editor of the Journal, who hired me, enabling me to work in a newsroom with a most remarkable group of people: Hugh Buggy, March Stork, John Woods, Des Carroll, Frank Quill. So many others followed, it would take all night, but I will finish with Henry Rosenblum of Scribe, who published So Greek and The Road to Ruin, and Chris Mitchell, former editor-in-chief of The Australian, who stood by me when a certain Prime Minister and his Chief of Staff called for my sacking. So much for supporting free speech. Lastly, my family. My wonderful husband, Vincent Wilcock, my brother Steve, his wife Dana, my nephews and nieces Andrew, Laura, Peter, Maria, Thomas and Christian. They have not only made it possible, they have made it meaningful. Without their love and support, without the courage and guidance of my late parents and sister, I would be nowhere, certainly not standing here tonight accepting such an excellent award. Thank you very much.